It's Chuck here. We're back with the Monday episode of Milton Daily Homes, and we had a fantastic buyer class. I think one of the best ones of the year, and a lot of great people came, so I want to thank you if you did take the time out of your busy schedule. And special thanks to Colin Best. We knew it'd be a great time having him, as it always is, but really, experience is priceless, and so one of the things that Colin brings, he's so involved with so many different parts of the real estate process, from town council right to being on the ground as an appraiser. Just wonderful, and I know that a lot of people got some really big things out of Colin being there. So anyhow, great class. Look for one in the new year, and we'll see if Colin's able to make it, but if not, it's still hopefully a great thing. Okay, so let's get started. I think there's 11 properties from the weekend. The first one is 269 Wettenhall Landing, and it's at 299.5. It's one of the smaller models, so it's an Ashfield, Cherry Hill. There's a couple different names for it as the phases have changed in Mattamy. But you've got hardwood floors. First floor basically is just laundry and garage, not too much there. Second floor, you've got your hardwood floors here, and that opens up to this kitchen table, which you can see on the next shot. Now, one of the things that you may not recognize right away, this is normally just kind of a dead area, and so whenever you see a little pantry space here, I tip my hat to you, because that was a very smart upgrade, and I've only seen it a couple times, and it's brilliant, and it adds a lot of storage space on that main floor, because these aren't huge homes. We're talking about just over 1,000 square feet. Very affordable for first-time buyers. Oftentimes you can buy these and they end up being less than rent is typically. Yeah, and then you've got your door out to the balcony. You've got 2 bedrooms. The second bedroom fits a queen-size bed, but it's not huge. And then the master is quite a nice size, actually. Okay, so 2-car parking in the driveway on this one, and 299.5, I think, maybe drifting a little higher than what it's probably gonna sell for given the comparables, but certainly in the right range. I mean, I'm glad the first number starts with a 2. It'll get noticed. The thing is, if you're at 299 or 297 or 295 or anything, the same number of people are going to be aware of the listing, so I don't think that'll affect their showing activity. Just a question of negotiating through that process, and the hardwood floors is always a good thing. So McDowell Crescent is 318, and so it's an old Spring Valley. It's very similar to the Woodbine, 1,350 something square feet. You've got hardwood on this level as well, and there's your kitchen. You got some pendant lights, stainless steel stove, and then some black appliances. But a good, nice layout on this one. You've got your master, so this is the one with the 2 bedrooms, so the whole front of the house is all master bedroom, and then you've got the 1 bathroom upstairs. They did a rejigging on the main floor of this one, and with that nook over there, it's terrific, because normally it's kind of a big room right by the entrance. These guys have changed things around a little bit, and I find this is a lot more functional. Again, tip of my hat to those guys. And you got 2 stories in front of you, which I think is a good value thing. Sometimes when you have 3 stories on both sides, it can feel a little bit congested. So I like having a little less congestion on the street. There's a park, close by to this one. It's a good little location. So I like the price on it. I think it's probably going to move pretty quick. Mowat Lane, 319. This is one of the front back homes, and we talk about that. So the back door, we'll call it back door because, I mean, it's not really on Mowat Lane, but that door just exits directly onto the sidewalk, which is in front of Main Street. So nobody can quite figure, well, I can't figure out like which side is which and everything else. But it's got a municipal address on Mowat Lane. That's the door off of Mowat. Usually long driveways, so you can fit lots of cars in. And you've got kind of a swirly little laminate floor here, just over 1,500 square feet. It's a nice looking kitchen. And you got 3 bedrooms on this one. Only 1 full bathroom upstairs. And then you also have a finished basement too, which I think comes in really handy. I mean, this one is very attractive on price, $319. I mean, similar sized homes with those features are going up in the $360, $370. So they take a hit for Main Street, but I think these guys are going to really do well. I wouldn't be surprised if they sold for more than asking. The advantage is when the location isn't perfect, what you get is a lot more size, a lot more features for the same price. I haven't seen a townhouse in Milton at $319 in a while, so these guys, they're going to do well. Yates Drive, $434,900. Had to do a bit of detective work to find this one, and so it's this property right here. And just because I know 1026, I think, whichever. So, or sorry, 1028, I think is the one on this side. And so this is a Lindsay model, and it's 3-bedroom, which means it's 17 square feet. It's a nice floor plan. When you look at, so this is all detective work, is to look and say, okay, well, it's carpet on the main floor. There's laminate in the family room. Yeah, you know, probably not a lot of upgrading is what I'm guessing. And these models have been actually selling very competitively. So at $434, Yates can be a little busy, right? So you take a little bit of a hit for being on Yates. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a sort of blow your mind deal, but I mean they're all those models. 420 to 440 is sort of the magic range. You got a finished basement. You might creep a little higher. So Lederman is 454.5. And we've got a double car garage. It's really just one room on the main floor. So you walk in the side door right here. That's what you see. That's your main floor. And they've done some nice hardwood floors. There's your kitchen. I think those are laminate countertops. Hard to tell. But keep in mind, you got to put in appliances, window coverings, air conditioning, fencing. So really add on some numbers. And so if you said, okay, if I added on 10 or 15,000 onto this price, what could I get? And in this current market right now, there's actually some really good double car garage homes in the 470s. So something to consider. And we find that the value difference doesn't always reflect that, which again, I mean, that's because I can't help every buyer, but I really make people aware of all those different extras that they don't immediately realize. And so upstairs, you've got a pretty good floor plan. It says a 3-bedroom, so I'm not sure if they counted this as a bedroom or what they did, or if there's that area plus 3 bedrooms, but it's pretty good size upstairs. Because it's on a smaller piece of property, when you have the double garage, it takes up a lot of your main floor, and then once you go upstairs, you're getting an extra 400 square feet because the double garage is 20 by 20, let's say. So anyhow, good stuff. Not a huge property. It's under 2,000 square feet, but double garage in that price range certainly attracts attention. So I don't think they'll have a problem. Pretty comparable with what other ones have sold for. So Bond and Crescent, $459. It's a 3-bedroom, 4-washroom, only attached by the garage. So when we talk about linked homes, some people classify them as being a little more detached. Some people say they're a little more like a semi. I tend to believe they're a lot more like a semi, but it just means that your bedrooms aren't shared. There's no interior walls that are shared. So if that's of value to you, to me, nothing is a detached home unless it's fully detached. They've done some upgrading in here. You can definitely see the backsplash. You can see the, it even looks like the counter over here might be a granite. Not sure what's happening on that side. Pot lights. There's a globe for some reason in the kitchen in case you wanted to study geography while your pizza pocket's being heated up. You've got some moldings here, hardwood floors, and they've got a finished basement. So again, it's a little dark. It looks like there's a little kitchenette down there, so you might have a place for an in-law. You have to be really careful because they use the word basement apartment, and that might lead people to believe that it's actually legal, but most basements that have a kitchen and a bathroom are not real apartments, and so you kind of rent them at your own risk from an insurance perspective and everything else. So anyhow, we could talk. I mean, if you ever have questions about retrofitting investment properties, second suites, have an offline conversation about that. Send me an email, call me. We have that looks like it's in the basement, and it looks like they're putting the shower doors on pretty soon too. So Bond and Crescent, $459. It's priced more like a detached, really. So, but the finishes might be okay. It's hard to tell. The pictures are a little bit dark, so we'll see what happens. Guelph Line is at $499, and so we're looking at about a 2-acre property, and there's a little gazebo just over here. I'm not really sure how far it's set back from the street. There's 3 bedrooms on the main floor and then 2 more upstairs, so 5 bedrooms. That's pretty good for around the 500 mark. And they've done a lot of improvements. They've done the wainscoting there. You can see the kitchen has had some work done. A bit of a mud room right in here. And yeah, it looks nice. It's decluttered. The bedrooms have some upgraded flooring. There's double sinks, which is hard to find in some of the older homes, especially in the country. And you get a bit of a shot of the land there too. So for me, I mean, it's a pretty good location. You're sort of around Conservation, like around there, like kind of Steele's Dairy on Guelph line. So it's a good little spot. I think these guys are going to do pretty well. Hard to tell though. There's a lot of moving parts in the country. There's a lot of things that you can't see necessarily in 9 photos and obviously in the description. Moorlands, as far as I can tell, does not back onto Derry, so it's on the good part of Moorlands. 539.8, it's a 4-level back split. There's been some good upgrades in here. The countertops, the cooktop, all the rest. There's kind of an eat-in kitchen there. That looks like it's probably towards the upper level. And then you've got your lower levels here, 1 and 2. It sort of goes like this in a zigzag pattern. And the master looks good. So I'm a big fan. Now this one has a really wide lot. Like it's only about 100, 105 feet deep. But it looks like it's much wider, maybe 60 or 70. What does it say in the description here? It doesn't say. So anyways, it certainly looks like it's wider in the back than the front. So I like it. I think the price seems really good. There's a lot of space in those ones. Good for people that have older teenage kids because they can all kind of go in their own space and play the Wii or study or do whatever they want. So whereas younger people with younger kids want more open concept that they can really sort of keep an eye on the kids and all that stuff. So Robarts, 568.8. A bit of a different, nice floor plan on this one here. Really close to the Center for the Arts. You could walk to the community center, walk to the GO train. Very high walk score. Robarts itself can be a little bit busier. There's the backyard. It's 105 feet deep. Nice. We talk about the sundials between 100 and 109. Same thing with these ones here too. Nice sized piece of property. So we've got some hardwood floors, some California shutters, 9-foot ceilings. And the kitchen has its own little kind of eat-in area just off to the side there. More hardwood floors. On the second floor, some hardwood floors. It's nice. Really good. The home itself, I believe, is less than 2,500 square feet. So without the finished basement, we find that there's it's hard to break that 550 range. Got a lot of good stuff in here. But I think it's the competition. There's a lot of stuff that's competing for less. So Rural Drive, 584.9. Now this looks like a Royal Fern to me. Even the rooms and everything else, it kind of looks like one. So you've got your kitchen here. Again, you're gonna have to buy appliances, and so that opens up. There's a room over here, and there's another room beside that, and then you've got your eat-in area. So there's your family room. So Royal Fern, I think, is 2,047 square feet. The walkout basement, you know, you figure it's probably about 10,000. You know, you'd plus the 10,000 for having the walkout. Probably no more than 15. If you're a little bit higher than 10, you could probably justify it. And it looks like kind of a standard size lot. You're not directly facing anybody, it looks like. But I still find that this price for this size of home, if it's the one I'm thinking of, is a little bit high. They normally float in the kind of low 5s, even with the 10,000 for the walkout. Some nice upgrades in the kitchen, but how many? 50,000 for the kitchen? I don't know, right? That's one of the things to look at. Trudeau is the last one of the day. It's at 649. Been a couple big sales for these models. So when we talked about this, is about I think 2,400 square feet, 23, 24. You know, I think 2 of them got around the 600,000. Amazing to me. I don't know what kind of advice people were given, but anyhow, these guys are probably going along with that. It's right on the corner of Trudeau and Louis St. Laurent, so we're talking about a little bit busier traffic patterns, especially when we start seeing Trudeau is going to extend further south of Louis St. Laurent when they start building, and so eventually you might even be, and don't quote me on this, but there's a real chance that there could be traffic lights at that intersection eventually. But again, I mean, that's something you want to look into. You want to contact the town. Colin and I were talking on the weekend about that, and he actually mentioned this to the attendees, that probably 1% of home buyers actually look into zoning and all that kind of stuff. And agents, I bet you it's the same thing, especially out-of-town agents. They don't have the awareness of if there's any empty land anywhere nearby, what's that going to be? That can really affect the value. And so you can see some hardwood floors, nice little, that's the front living room right there. Very nice decor and features. Okay, so you've got your upgraded countertops, you've got the built-in appliances. And one of the big things that's going to push this one up in price is certainly going to be the finished basement. Lots of pot lights down there. Looks like a very nice, inviting space. The fence. You also have a pie-shaped lot. You've got a larger lot. Looks like 60 feet in the front, 114 deep. So a nice sized piece of land too. I'm sure all that stuff was in consideration for the price that they put up here too. So when you compare this to the other models that have sold in the low sixes, boy, this one blows them away. Might have a little bit of a tough time with that location. And when you look at other 2,400 square foot homes selling in the low fives, maybe not with all the features, but you kind of plus those features on top, and I could see some buyers resisting this price. So it's one of those things. What do you compare it to? Anyhow, so I like it. I like the way it looks. I always root for the homes that really have put a lot of effort forth and that look great. They're move-in ready, and they don't have all this crap all over the place. You know, when there's effort made, I'm fully supportive, and that's how it goes. So anyhow, have yourself a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes. Have a super day. Bye.